Number 21, this is a geometry question. We're dealing with area. A 5-inch by 7-inch photograph was cut to fit exactly into a 4-inch by 6-inch frame. What is the area in square inches of the part of the photograph that was cut off? We begin with the size of the photograph, which is a 5 by 7, and then we have to put it into a frame that is 4 by 6. And so they're asking what the area is of the part that we're going to cut off, which is all around this border. The way to solve this is to first find the area of the original photograph, which is 5 by 7, and then to find the area of the frame, which is a 4 by 6. And the area of the part that was cut off is going to be the difference between these two, which is 11. The answer here is C. Number 22 is a geometry question. We're dealing with line segments. A line contains the points A, B, C, and D. Point B is between points A and C. Point D is between points C and B. Which of the following inequalities must be true about the lengths of these segments? So we know right off the bat that B is between A and C. I've drawn out 3 different lines and 3 different scenarios where B is closer to A, B is in the middle of A and C, and then B is closer to C. We also know that D is between B and C. I've drawn out different scenarios with D being closer to B or D being closer to C. Now all we have to do is go to the answer choices and look for instances in which the inequality is not true, because the question is asking which of these must be true, meaning it's going to be true every single time in every single situation. So if we go down the list and test each answer choice, we're going to eliminate answer choices that are not true even one time. For instance, if we look at F, BC is less than AB. BC is bigger than AB. So this inequality is untrue at least once. That is not our answer. BD is less than AB. BD is less than AB. They're similar here. BD here is not less than AB. So again, this one is wrong. BD is less than CD. BD could be this, and then CD would be that. That means that this is also wrong. CD is less than AB. Let's look for an instance in which CD is greater than AB. CD here is that. AB is smaller. So J is not our answer. Let's look at K. CD is less than BC. BC is this amount here. It's this, and it's this. Is CD less than BC? CD here could either be that or that. It is less. This or this. That's also less. This or this. That's also less than BC. In all of these instances, CD has to be less than BC because CD is within BC. It's contained inside of BC. K is our answer. Number 23 is a number and quantity question. We're dealing with GCF, or greatest common factor. If x and y are positive integers such that the greatest common factor of x squared, y squared, and xy cubed is 45, then which of the following could y equal? First, we're going to write down x squared, y squared, and xy cubed. Now, what do these mean? X squared, y squared is xx times yy. Xy cubed is x times y times y times y. What do they have in common? Because these are common factors. The greatest common factor, well, they have an x in common. They have 2 y's in common. So the greatest common factor is actually xy squared. Here, there's xy squared. And they're telling us that the greatest common factor is 45. So I'm going to set this equal to 45. Which of the following could y equal? What could y be? Well, obviously y is not going to be 45 since y squared times x is going to equal 45. And here we can just do a little bit of trial and error. What 2 numbers multiply to 45? The first ones that probably come to mind are 5 and 9. Well, let's look at these numbers. One is 5, the other one is 9. 9 is a perfect square, much like y squared. So let's say that y squared is 9. What would y equal? Y would equal 3. And this is our answer. Number 24 is a statistics and probability question. We're dealing with randomization in experiments. To test a new medicine, each of 300 volunteers was assigned a distinct number from 1 to 300. Next, a calculator was used to simulate drawing 150 balls from among 300 congruent balls. The balls were numbered the same way as the volunteers so that 150 volunteers to receive the new medication would be chosen without bias. The other volunteers received a placebo. Weeks later, the two groups were compared. Which of the following phrases best describes the company's testing? This question involves no math. If we look at the answer choices, we see that it's either a census, an experiment, or a sample survey, and either it's randomized or non-randomized. Because the information says that the calculator is simulating drawing 150 balls from among 300, and that they're doing so without bias, means that this is randomized, not non-randomized. So the answer is either F, G, or J. So the question is this a census, an experiment, or a sample survey? This is not a census. We're not trying to get certain information from every single person. Neither is it a sample survey where we're taking a small group of people to make a conclusion about a larger group of people. It is an experiment, which is why we have two groups and we have one group getting a placebo. So the answer here is G. Number 25 is a number and quantity question. We're dealing with lowest common multiple. One caution sign flashes every 4 seconds, and another caution sign flashes every 10 seconds. At a certain instant, the two signs flash at the same time. How many seconds elapse until the two signs next flash at the same time? We can start by listing out the different seconds that one caution sign flashes, and also the seconds that the other caution sign flashes, which is at 10, and then 20, and then 30. And quickly we'll see that they overlap at 20. That's the first instance in which they're going to overlap. It's none of these. And so the answer is D. Thanks for watching. For all the latest videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also find us at justiceprep.com or like us on Facebook and Instagram.